Imagine staying calm while stuck in morning traffic, still speaking kindly during a tense conversation with your boss, and keeping a steady breath in the middle of a personal crisis. Not because the world suddenly became gentler, but because you've built an unshakable anchor within. That is the power of Stoicism, an ancient yet practical philosophy that has helped people for centuries live happier, more self-controlled, and more peaceful lives amid chaos. Stoicism teaches us a simple but piercing truth. The only thing we can truly control is our own thoughts and actions. The weather, the economy, other people's attitudes, or the sudden turns of life all lie beyond our grasp. The more we try to control what's out of reach, the more we exhaust ourselves with anxiety and disappointment. But when we focus on what we can do, how we perceive, how we speak, how we respond, we begin to untie the knots within and rediscover a sense of calm that no external event can disturb. Stoicism also reveals something even more important. Focus your energy on building your own character. When you strive to live with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you cultivate a quiet inner strength. That calm isn't a fleeting emotion. It's a solid foundation that helps you stand tall through bad news, harsh words, or long, chaotic days. Every small choice, every way you respond to a difficult question, every breath you take with intention becomes a brick in the structure of serenity. In this video, we'll explore 10 core lessons from Stoicism to help you stay calm in any situation. Each lesson comes with a relatable life example, a simple insight, and an easy practice you can start today. No fluff, no mysticism, just clear, timeless principles that, when repeated often enough, become second nature. When good habits run deep, your mind gains space. Space to think slowly, to choose the right response, and to move forward without forcing yourself to fight against the world. Now let's begin with the foundation of everything. Lesson 1. Embrace what you can truly control. Imagine you are an archer. You can take careful aim, draw the bowstring firmly, and release the arrow with full concentration. But once the arrow leaves your hand, you cannot control the wind, nor can you predict exactly where it will land. Life works the same way. You can control your effort and actions, but not the final outcome. The Stoics understood that the root of serenity lies in the ability to distinguish between what is within your control and what is not. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught that some things are within our control and some are not. When we confuse the two, we create unnecessary suffering for ourselves. Most of life's frustration doesn't come from the events themselves, but from our resistance to what cannot be changed. When we try to control other people's emotions, the weather, luck, or society's judgment, we end up exhausted and anxious. But when we learn to return our focus to what is within reach, our thoughts, actions, attitude, and reactions, we rediscover our true strength. Practicing this isn't difficult, but it requires mindfulness. Whenever you face a problem, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it is, take action. If it isn't, accept it. Instead of wasting time blaming or resisting, focus on your response. Speak a little more gently, take one deeper breath, or simply stay silent at the right moment. A small right action can sometimes be more powerful than 100 explanations. The Stoics never avoided responsibility. They simply knew where to place their energy. Like the archer who finds peace in knowing he gave his best shot, they remain calm not because they always win, but because they have done their part fully. When you learn to embrace what's within your control and release what isn't, your mind becomes lighter, steadier, and freer, even in the most uncertain moments of life. Lesson 2. The power of acceptance. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once wrote, "Love your fate. It is the path nature has chosen for you." That seemingly simple statement holds the essence of one of Stoicism's deepest lessons, the art of acceptance. Acceptance does not mean giving up or surrendering to fate. It is the ability to face reality and live in harmony with it. When we struggle against what cannot be changed, we end up hurting ourselves. You can't stop the rain, but you can open an umbrella. You can't make others behave the way you want, but you can choose to respond calmly. The Stoics understood that peace does not come from forcing life to follow our will, but from learning to flow with the natural order of things. Think of a familiar situation. You've prepared carefully for a project, but at the last minute, everything falls apart because of something beyond your control. Your first reaction might be anger, regret, or a sense of unfairness. But if you pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this within my control? You'll feel the anger begin to fade. Instead of drowning in disappointment, you shift your focus to what you can do. Learn from the experience, adjust your plan, and start again. That is the power of active acceptance, not being swept away by events, but using them as fuel for growth. Marcus Aurelius once compared a person who practices acceptance to a sailor who understands the wind. They cannot control its direction, but they can adjust their sails to stay on course. When you accept, you stop wasting energy on blame and channel it instead into meaningful action. You no longer fear change because you know that no matter how the wind shifts, you still steer your own ship. The power of acceptance not only helps you stand firm in adversity, but also nurtures a calm mindset toward everything that comes and goes. When you stop resisting life, you begin to flow with it, lightly, flexibly, and more freely than ever before. Lesson 3, the practice of mindfulness. Have you ever noticed that for most of the day, your body may be in the present, but your mind is wandering somewhere else? You're eating but thinking about work, working but replaying the past, walking yet lost in worries about the future? This disconnection is what keeps us from ever feeling truly at peace. That's why Stoic philosophy places mindfulness, the art of being fully present, at the very center of inner life. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." When the mind is not in the present, it drifts between two uneasy places, the past and the future. The past traps us in regret, while the future binds us in anxiety. Mindfulness, in the Stoic sense, is the art of bringing the mind back to the only place it can truly live, the present moment. Practicing mindfulness doesn't require us to withdraw from the world. It simply asks us to live fully in each moment. When you drink a glass of water, feel the coolness spreading through you. When you speak, truly listen instead of preparing your reply. When you walk, let each step be a slow breath, a reminder that you are alive. These small, attentive acts turn ordinary moments into meditation. The Stoics believe that a present mind is a powerful mind. When we are fully in the moment, we are no longer swept away by old emotions or fears of what has yet to come. We become clear-minded, in control of our reactions and guided by reason. Mindfulness allows us not only to see the world more clearly, but also to see ourselves within it. Start simply, 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. Take 1 minute to pause and breathe deeply. In that moment, don't think, don't analyze, just be. When you are truly present in this very second, you'll realize that peace isn't something distant. It's a feeling that has always been here, quietly waiting for you to return. Lesson 4, building inner resilience. None of us are free from hardship. Some lose their jobs, others lose loved ones, and many fall under the weight of illness or failure. Life will always have its dark moments, and sometimes the only light we have is the small flame within us, what the Stoics call inner resilience. It's the ability to rise after every fall, to keep walking even when the heart still aches, and to turn adversity into wisdom. Epictetus, who lived his entire life as a slave, understood this better than anyone. "It is not what happens to us that causes suffering," he said, "but how we react to it." He saw hardship as the forge of the soul, the place where human character is tested and strengthened. A person who has never faced difficulty is like a piece of iron that has never been tempered. It may shine, but it lacks strength. Only through pressure, endurance, and the will to stand firm do we become truly strong. The Stoics did not avoid suffering. They embraced it as an inevitable part of life's journey. They believed that adversity doesn't weaken us. It reveals who we truly are. Like a great tree whose roots don't grow deep on sunny days but during storms, our strength also grows in difficult seasons. Hardship teaches what comfort never can: perseverance, understanding, and the courage to face ourselves. You can train inner resilience with one simple habit. Whenever hardship strikes, replace the question, "Why me?" with "What is this teaching me?" With that single shift in perspective, adversity stops being an enemy and becomes a demanding but wise teacher. Inner resilience is not the absence of emotion. It's the ability to stay rational even when emotions run high. It allows you to remain calm in the storm, steady in the chaos, and keep moving forward when everything seems to fall apart. When you learn to stand firm amid the turbulence, you'll realize that true peace isn't the absence of the storm. It's the strength to remain grounded within it. Lesson 5. Choose your response. Each day we face dozens of situations that ignite our emotions. A disrespectful remark, a misunderstanding, or simply someone cutting in line. These moments are like small sparks, and our response determines whether the fire will die out or spread. The Stoics understood that true strength doesn't come from controlling others, but from controlling our own reactions. Epictetus once taught, "No one can hurt you without your consent." This doesn't mean we should be indifferent or emotionless. It means we choose to respond with reason rather than instinct. When someone insults you, you can choose to get angry, or you can choose to stay silent. When plans fall apart, you can complain, or you can find a way to start again. Every choice is a response, and every response shapes who you are. Marcus Aurelius also reminded himself, if it's within your control, take action. If it's not, let it go. The space between stimulus and response is where freedom exists. In that brief moment, you can choose to be angry, to let go, or to remain calm. The Stoics trained themselves to extend that moment. They didn't react immediately, but paused, observed, and then acted with intention. Next time you feel offended or disappointed, try the 3-beat rule. Inhale, exhale, and ask yourself, will this reaction make me better? If the answer is no, smile and move on. You're not weak for staying silent. You're strong because you chose peace over chaos. Self-control in our reactions is a milestone of maturity. When you're no longer driven by emotion, you not only gain control over yourself, but also over how the world affects you. And that is the highest form of freedom, the freedom of the mind. Lesson 6. Limit excessive desire. If you notice, most of the anxieties in life begin with one word: want. We want more. We want recognition. We want life to be easier. We want others to treat us better. But the more we want, the more we feel we lack. The more we chase, the more exhausted we become. That's why the Stoics viewed mastering desire as one of the most essential keys to achieving inner peace. Seneca once said, "A poor person is not the one who has little, but the one who always wants more." In a world where everything encourages desire, advertising, social media, comparison, knowing what is enough becomes an act of courage. The Stoics didn't deny material pleasure, but they understood that true contentment doesn't come from having more. It comes from needing less. When you become less dependent on desires beyond your control, you naturally feel lighter and freer within. Think about how many times you felt uneasy simply because someone else had something you didn't. A better job, a bigger house, a more perfect body. But how often do we stop and ask ourselves, do I really need that to be happy? Most of the things we chase are merely illusions of fulfillment. We don't need more to be happy. We just need fewer desires. The Stoics practiced moderation through small actions. They spent a few days living simply, eating less, spending less, to remind themselves, I can live well without needing so much. In doing so, they discovered that joy doesn't lie in possessions, but in the feeling of self-mastery. Limiting desire isn't about living austerely. It's about choosing what truly matters. When you're no longer driven by endless cravings, you feel freer, more grateful, and more at peace. A simple life is not an impoverished one. It's a life where your mind is no longer bound by things beyond your reach. Lesson 7. Live with virtue. In a world where people chase success, power, and attention, living true to one's values has become increasingly rare. But for the Stoics, virtue, not fame or wealth, was the true measure of a good life. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If what you do is not directed toward what is right, then even if the world praises you, you will not be at peace." His words remind us that true tranquility doesn't come from external recognition, but from the harmony between our actions and our conscience. The Stoics believed that a good life must be built upon 4 pillars of virtue: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom helps us discern what should be done and what should be avoided. Courage enables us to do what is right, even in the face of fear. Justice guides us to act fairly, respect others, and avoid wrongdoing for personal gain. And temperance teaches us when to stop, to know what is enough, so we don't get swept away by endless desires. When these 4 qualities are in harmony, a person becomes steady, calm, and self-controlled. Living with virtue doesn't mean being perfect or never making mistakes. It means having the courage to reflect on yourself and striving each day to move closer to what is right. A person may be wealthy, intelligent, or powerful, but if they lose their honesty and kindness, they will always live in unrest. Conversely, someone who lives with integrity, discipline, and respect for what is right will always feel at peace, no matter the circumstances. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning, "Today I will meet people who are rude, selfish, and ungrateful, but I will not let them make me act contrary to my own good nature." That is the strength of a virtuous person, to not let the world shape who we are, but to shape how we respond to the world. Virtue is the compass that guides us through chaos without losing ourselves. When our actions are led by wisdom and integrity, our hearts remain at peace, because we know we have lived rightly, even if no one is watching. Lesson 8. Understand the impermanence of life. One of the simplest yet hardest truths to accept is that everything changes. People come and go, joy rises and fades, and even the things we once thought would last forever gradually disappear with time. But instead of feeling sorrow, the Stoics saw impermanence as a great teacher of wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Look at everything as the flow of a river. Nothing stays, only movement remains." When we understand and accept this, we begin to live more fully in each moment. People often suffer because they refuse to accept change. We cling to what is beautiful, fear losing those we love, fear aging, fear failure, and even fear endings. But any resistance to the laws of nature only leads to unrest. The Stoics learned to face impermanence with gratitude. They didn't cling, they didn't deny. They simply cherished what was while it lasted and smiled when it was time to let go. They understood that life's transience is precisely what makes it precious. Think of the small moments, a sunset you once watched, a conversation with a loved one, or simply the sound of someone's laughter. Those moments may have passed, but it's precisely because they don't last that we come to appreciate the present. If everything were eternal, perhaps nothing would be worth cherishing. The Stoics practiced accepting impermanence, not through theory, but through mindfulness. Each night, Marcus Aurelius would remind himself, "This day has passed and will not return. Have I lived it well enough?" That question helped him avoid wasting time, keeping his mind free from the weight of the past and the worries of the future. When we understand that everything changes, we become less rigid, less fearful, and more fully present in the moment. Impermanence doesn't take away our peace. It teaches us to cherish every moment we have. Only when we know that everything can be lost do we truly learn how to love and how to live. Lesson 9. The power of gratitude. When a day passes too quickly, we often remember what tired us more than what made us smile. We hold on to criticism, but forget compliments. We worry about what we don't have, and forget that we once dreamed of living the very life we have now. It's this lack of mindfulness that makes people lose their joy, even while surrounded by blessings. That's why the Stoics saw gratitude not merely as a virtue, but as the foundation of happiness. Seneca once wrote, "No one is happy who is ungrateful, and no one is unhappy who is grateful." For the Stoics, gratitude wasn't a fleeting emotion, but an intentional way of living, a choice in how we see the world. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your heart naturally feels full. When you recognize the value of a meal, a night's rest, or simply the breath in your chest, you'll realize you are richer than anyone else. Gratitude is also the remedy for envy and anxiety. Envy looks outward at others. Gratitude turns inward to yourself. Anxiety looks toward the future. Gratitude anchors you in the present. A person without gratitude will always feel lacking, even if they have everything. But a grateful person will always be at peace, no matter what life takes away. Try a small practice. Before going to bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for that day. They don't have to be grand. Maybe a good meal, a smile, or simply the chance to make things right. If you do this regularly, you'll realize that every day holds a reason to thank life. Lesson 10. Keep learning and growing. One common mistake many people make is thinking that peace is something you achieve once and keep forever. But in Stoic philosophy, peace is not a destination. It's a continuous process of learning and growth. Like a flame in a forge, the mind becomes brighter and stronger only when it's tempered by challenges and experiences that push its own boundaries. Epictetus once said, "No one can learn anything if they think they already know it all." The Stoics always maintained the mindset of lifelong learners. They constantly observed themselves, questioned their actions, and corrected their mistakes. Because only when we are willing to recognize our weaknesses can we truly become strong. Every failure, every criticism, every uncomfortable moment is an opportunity to reflect, to understand ourselves more deeply, and to take one step further on the path of growth. Marcus Aurelius, both emperor and philosopher, reminded himself each day, "What will I learn today?" Even at the height of power, he saw life as an endless classroom. It was this humility that kept his mind clear amid glory and pressure, praise and criticism. The Stoics understood that to stop learning is the beginning of stagnation, and stagnation is the path to unrest. You don't need to learn grand things to change yourself. Just a little each day. Read a few pages of a book, listen to someone with a different perspective, or observe your own reaction in a difficult situation. Each time you do, you're training your mind to become more flexible, compassionate, and clear. As you reach the end of these 10 lessons, you may realize that tranquility isn't a gift granted by someone else. It's a skill cultivated day by day. Staying calm in a turbulent world doesn't come from avoiding the storms, but from learning how to move with them without being swept away. The Stoics never tried to control the world. They simply chose to control themselves, and in that control, they found freedom. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Your life is shaped by your thoughts." If you want a peaceful life, begin by nurturing calm, clear, and kind thoughts. Every time you take a deep breath instead of getting angry, listen instead of reacting, and choose gratitude over resentment. You are practicing Stoic philosophy in its purest form. No complex theories are needed, only a mindful mind in each moment. Tranquility doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It is the warmth of someone who deeply understands themselves, who knows that nothing can truly hurt them unless they allow it to. It is a quiet strength, steady and unshaken, like a mountain standing firm amid the storm. And when you carry that strength within you, the world outside may be chaotic, but inside, you remain bright and at peace. So let this journey not end with this video. Each day, choose one of the 10 lessons you've heard today and practice it, even in a small moment. If these lessons resonate with you, take a second to click like, not just to support the channel, but as a way of affirming that you are choosing tranquility. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that each week we can continue exploring more of the ancient yet deeply alive Stoic principles for our modern times. And before you go, I want you to ask yourself, tomorrow in every situation, which response will I choose? Chaos or peace? Your answer will be the true measure of your growth. Keep your mind steady like a still lake and let the world reflect upon it, clearly, honestly, and without a ripple.